And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show, which is brought to you by Reinhold's Town Square Furniture and N&J Auto Sales. And, Coach, it's a tough interview to always talk to coaches and everybody that's involved in a program after a loss, but it was a tough loss against Misawaka.
Yeah, it's okay, and I will comply in every way possible and try to be a hell of a good guy for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
And you know what? Thanks to our sponsors, too.
You bet.
I've got furniture in my living room from one of them, and I've got a vehicle parked outside from the other.
That's right.
So, not only do we appreciate their ads, we act upon them.
Yes, we do, and we hope everybody gets a chance to. If you're looking for furniture or a car, those are two great places to be.
Yeah, and after Friday night, I may be looking for a realtor.
Well, I certainly hope not, Coach.
Me too.
Yeah.
It was a tough night. We knew what we were up against. I don't believe our kids maybe truly understood what they were going to go up against, even though many of them played last year in that game up there at Steel Stadium. But a lot of our kids did. Mm-hmm. But this was a little different outfit. Last year when we played them, they had a first-time quarterback.
That kid matured. He's matured.
He did. He played well. And the offensive line that played 2 nights ago was the same line that played a year ago. So they've got, they're a well-coached outfit. They are extremely assertive, borderline vicious. I mean, they really want to come out and bludgeon you, and they did. Mm-hmm. And they do it in kind of a numbing 15-round fight way. Right. They don't knock you out, but they just bludgeon you with body shots and facial shots until you're kind of tired of it, and then they run for 45 yards on a quarterback keeper or a mid-triple pitch, and well-coached group. Mm-hmm. I'm a whole lot happier this weekend than it was a weekend ago, because I thought at least we didn't stop playing hard,
right?
And we didn't fold the tents and start pointing fingers and make excuses and be, bad teammates. And we rallied the troops, played hard. I thought every snap that I've seen on film, but really, disappointing. You can't. Some of the keys of victory I thought were, don't give Misawaka extra possessions.
Right.
So what do? They do a 16-play, 8-minute drive to start the game. Mm-hmm. After a great open field tackle by A.J. Smith on the opening kickoff.
Right.
And then they proceed to 4-yard us to death all the way down the field. Mm-hmm. And second play, we have the ball 2 plays and we throw an interception.
Right.
So at the end of the first quarter, they had run 26 plays and we had run 2 for 2 yards. Yeah, so that's not really the recipe you're looking for, David, to say, hey, we're going to come in and match punch for punch with these guys and dominate. And things got a little better. They scored again after that turnover to make it 15-0, and then we were able to move the ball a little bit down the field and punch it in. Mm-hmm. Grady Nolan had a nice run on a midline or on a triple blood. Mm-hmm. And that was shortly after Bryson Brown had a nice run toward our sideline to get it down to the 6-yard line. So now we're down 15-6. Mm-hmm. Probably should have gone for 2 or used our other snapper. That's a whole nother story.
Right.
And back in it. Mm-hmm. And then, it just continued to first play of the second half.
Right.
Down 22-6 or 21-6. 22.
Right.
First play of the second half, we turn it over and give it right back to them, and they punch it in, and now you're 3 scores down. Mm-hmm. And 3 scores down against a team that can take the ball, play keep away from you. That's not a good recipe to come out. Tough night. Credit to Misawaka and their staff. I know this is a big, important game for them, as it is us. Mm-hmm. But they came down with fire in their eyes and their tails on fire. And,
absolutely.
And took it to us.
They took it to us. They did, indeed. So, if anyone's around any kind of sport anytime, you know that this is a situation where you just, got to pick yourself up and get back at it, because we got a football game to play next Friday night, and it's up at Wawasee, and it is for the W Trophy.
It is, and that's one of the things that's really neat about the arena of athletics. Other than until they tell you, hey, you got to turn your gear in, you get an opportunity to improve in areas you're weak, to compete on a given Friday night in football. I always thought, like baseball, they go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I think, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Mm-hmm. So they can have short memories. Basketball goes Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Tuesday.
Right.
We have to wait an entire 168 hours to work to get that good feeling of success back, and obviously we haven't tasted that in 3 weeks.
Right.
We've lost 2 games in a row, and this is an important big conference W Trophy game up in Syracuse Friday.
Absolutely, and again, it's a cliche to use about throwing away the record books and all, but there is certainly an element of truth. These kids know each other. It's a backyard rivalry kind of thing, and they're high school kids, 16, 17 years old. So there's lots of things that can happen.
Well, and they have film on us, and we have film on them.
Right.
So they have film on us, meaning they believe that they can take the field and beat Warsaw. I am telling you that right now. Mm-hmm. And, looking at some of the plays we've made and some of our play on the field on Fridays, I would feel confident if I were Wawasee as well, too.
Sure.
We've got to improve in those areas and play our best football to come out on the winner's side Friday night.
Absolutely, and I have no doubt. I mean, I know how you coach. I know how your coaches coach, and I know that you guys will focus in on where you see the weaknesses, and I know throughout the week that'll be the focus of the practice schedules and the drills and everything you do to create the situation and prepare scout teams, Wawasee scout teams, to play against our first defenses and offenses. So
exactly, and we need to and want to have a great 4 days of practice. I'm never, ever going to quit on a kids or a team or a group of adults, coaches. We're never going to say, hey, we've lost 2 conference games. We can't win the conference. Why are we doing this?
Right.
We're going to come out and slug it out on Monday, slug it out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and get better at the things we need to get better at.
Well, and there's
plenty of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of football to play yet too, with 3 games left in regular season, and then you got the second season coming up with the state tournament series. So there's a lot of things yet for the Tigers to do.
You do, and one of the things we try to stress to our kids is don't take anything for granted.
Right.
Don't take the ability to step on the field and play this game in front of people that pay money to come watch you and cheer for you. Don't take that for granted. I guarantee you Tucker Curtis would give a body part to come back out and do that for another night.
Absolutely.
Ashton Chilcutt, Ian Nichols.
Yeah.
Some of our guys that, Theo was out the other night, Kyle Schnackenberg.
Yeah.
They're going to have the opportunity to come back and play.
Right.
But our guys that, like Tucker, who, has a 14-week recovery, isn't going to put a helmet on for Warsaw High School again.
Yeah. That's definitely tough, and it's a harsh reality of what the sport we're involved in.
It's a combative sport, and there are no guarantees. Combative activity,
right?
And no matter how good of an athlete you are, when you put that helmet on and those shoulder pads on, there's no guarantees.
Right. Just like there's no guarantee when I get in the car in the morning either. I mean, so that's the reality of it.
My good friend, God rest his soul, Ross Perry, and you knew Ross, my defensive back coach at Misawaka. Every day he would always say, I would say, Ross, I'll see you in the morning. And he said, tomorrow is guaranteed to no man, but I hope to see you. He would end every conversation like that, and I thought, that's a heck of a thing.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Or say, good morning, Ross. How you doing? Well, I'm on the right side of the daisies.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. And as Rev used to say, I used to say goodbye to him, and he'd say, And I'd say, I'll see you in the morning. He goes, Lord willing.
Amen.
And that's the way he was, too. Well, Coach, Lord willing, the Tigers have themselves a great week of practice there and head up to Wawasee and take on the Warriors and come out of there with a victory and keep the W trophy for another year.
That's our plan, and as always, Dave, I appreciate you and appreciate what you do for this football program in this community.
I appreciate you too, Coach, and everything the Tigers are doing, and we're all rooting for the Tigers, so let's go 1-0.
Amen.
We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show and a special guest for the show coming up next.
Hello, this is Clay Johnson from N&J Auto Sales. For over 70 years, my family has been in the car business. We have sold thousands of cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans over the years. We are known for quality, low-mileage vehicles and outstanding customer service. But here's something you might not know. We buy vehicles. Have a lease coming due? Stop by N&J. We can make you an offer on your existing lease and might even put some cash in your pocket. N&J Auto Sales, located at the corner of Detroit and Market Street in downtown Warsaw, where we sell and buy vehicles. Stop by and let's talk.
Job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We got one of our very special people here that does a lot of work around here, kind of behind the scenes, and her name is Morgan GABRICH, and her father is the defensive line coach for the Warsaw Tigers, Chad GABRICH, who I've known for quite a long time. And Morgan, let's talk a little bit about the jobs that you do, and I know you got lots of them that you do around the Tiger football team here.
Yeah, so I do water at the games. Me and some other coaches' kids just do the water and make sure they're hydrated, and then we help out and make sure everything's loaded for the buses and just make sure they have everything for the games.
And that's a really big job. I mean, the behind-the-scenes people that you guys do, because let's face it, if we're on the road and we go up to, Northridge or somewhere like that, and all of a sudden we don't have, some sort of essential piece of equipment that we got to have, we're in trouble. So what you guys do is really a very important job.
Yeah, it's just we make sure everyone has what they have, and if we don't have it, we might get in trouble. So
absolutely. Well, some of the problems too I always think of when you guys travel is getting the water and stuff around, because water's heavy and you guys have got to put it in these big jugs. Or how does that usually work when when we go away to another school?
So we fill them up with ice here, and then we go on the bus and we put them at the bottom of the bus, and then when we get there we fill it up with their hose or whatever water they have, and then normally they're nice enough to take it over in a gator or something.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. All right. In your mind, what's the toughest job that you guys do? And of course, you guys have got to be here at all different hours too. Are you heading up to the JV game today?
Yeah, I'm heading up to Misawaka today.
Right.
The hardest job.
I mean, do you have to kind of cheer the guys on too, and pep them up a little bit?
When the sidelines is very quiet, you just have to be there, and it's kind of like you feel like you're the only one cheering them on because we're losing or something. And
Right.
we're ooh.
Yeah. All right, now we also need to tell everyone that you're not really a high school student yet. All right. What grade are you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
Yeah, so you're a 7th grader there. So we really appreciate all the help that you give us here, and it's kind of neat that you are a 7th grader, because that means you can be around a while here, helping us out and become a very valuable, as you already are, student manager for the Tigers there. And we really, as a coach for 40 years there, we depend a lot on our managers, because as you get older and more involved in it there, I mean, there's things about equipment that we'll be doing. There's things about taking in the uniforms, washing uniforms, and all that kind of stuff. Do you do any of that kind of stuff now or not?
I do some, but mostly it's Sarah Estep.
Right.
She does a lot of that.
She's the senior manager.
Yes. And then Emma and Kellen will be in here, like, different times. So,
Right.
yeah, it just depends on
Right.
the day.
Well, Morgan, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it. Tigers have had a couple tough losses here. We're going to head up to Wawasee next weekend. You're heading out to Misawaka there with the JV. I hope that they can do well this Saturday morning. So thanks for being with us on the Bart Curtis Show, and keep up the good work. We appreciate what you do.
You're welcome.